Welcome back to episode 2, you dirty batters. Welcome to the Inglorious Batters podcast. As always, we have me, Jordan, alongside with Adam and Rob. How are you guys today?
Tired.
Hell yeah, you've been busy. So to reiterate, I am home. I'm not in a hotel anymore, so I don't have that crappy Wi-Fi signal. But somebody else is traveling. Rob is traveling. So,
Yep. In
Rob,
beautiful
where are
sunny
you at right now?
Orlando. Beautiful sunny Orlando, Florida. Did Universal Studios today. Got me a butterbeer. A little overrated, but good nonetheless.
But Harry Potter World was awesome, though, right?
Harry Potter World was probably one of the sickest things I've ever seen.
Oh my gosh, Harry Potter World.
Really?
Harry Potter World,
Yeah.
and riding the Hawk ride and Spider-Man are my go-tos.
I only got to do the Spider-Man ride today, but it was well worth it.
Love the Spider-Man ride. What's been up with you today, Adam?
What's going on, fellas? Not a whole lot. Rob, kudos to you. I got to be honest with you guys. And this is going to be like probably the minority in this take, but so I read the first 3 Harry Potters when I was in like 4th or 5th grade, and then the 4th one came out, and because like when I read the first 3, I really probably read like a half of them because I was skipping pages left and right. But then when the 4th one came out and I saw it was like bigger than the Bible, I'm like, oh God. I'm like, all right, we're going to put this one on the shelf. And then I've never seen a Harry Potter movie ever.
Oh gosh.
Yeah.
Oh, dude.
I know, man.
It's all nostalgia for me. That's really all it is. But it's fun to sit down and watch them all. Just watch them all on a weekend or something like that.
How many are there?
Like 76 or something like that.
Yeah. Yeah. I just don't have the bandwidth.
The bandwidth.
But, yeah, I mean, I just don't. But you know, overall though, you know, it's funny because we see Rob. You know, we don't give any free ads out on this show, but I got to tell you, boys, I thought maybe Rob, your internet seems pretty solid tonight.
Yeah.
But I thought we were going to give Cricket Wireless, maybe have to get, you know, this Cricket Wireless suits involved here, because I think we really had something going. If Rob had anything like Jordan had in episode 1, then we're going to be looking pretty good.
Well, is your Wi-Fi actually free though?
Yeah.
Yeah. I was not about to spend $14.
I get that. I fully get that.
Squeaky.
All right. So as we go into this week, do we have anything fun planned for tomorrow? I can't remember.
Oh boy.
I think there's one thing.
Can you remind everybody what tomorrow is?
Motherfucking draft day.
Oh yeah.
It's draft day, baby.
Draft day.
One of the best times of the year by far.
It's like Christmas for Jim. It really is.
Oh, God,
absolutely.
Jim.
Well, the thing with drafting those, like when I've done fantasy football a lot longer than I've done fantasy baseball. My first year doing fantasy baseball was about 3 years ago in this league, and being at that live draft, I never experienced so much fun in my life at a draft, and it's so mumuch fun. It takes forever, but there's always something new to talk about. Just like last year, Rob got Shohei Ohtani for $180. It seemed like,
and then drank myself to sleep.
Didn't even get to eat your own pizza that you ordered.
No, I didn't even remember I ordered pizza.
It was great, man. Appreciate that. By the way, I'll get you back on that. What did you spend on Ohtani, by the way, for your first pick?
It's like 122.
Damn.
$160.
Oh.
Yeah.
No, and then 10 minutes later, Rob is like this.
He's like, I'm cashed out for a while.
He basically turned off his phone and was like, yeah, I'm not doing anything.
Yeah.
But no, draft days tomorrow. this is a question that you guys weren't ready for, but I'm going to ask anyway. Besides Ohtani, who's going to be the most expensive?
Oh man.
Ooh.
Besides Ohtani. Obviously, it's not really much of a secret if they're going to be the most expensive because everybody's going to go for them. So, but
I don't. What do you got, Adam?
Most expensive? I mean, it's going to be Ohtani, but I got to tell you, man, I think just with how our league is crafted and where the, where the with players in particular, like, there's going to be some very pricey, players that in most leagues probably won't go for near the price they will in ours. Because there's almost like cult following to certain players.
Yeah,
I'm thinking Trey Turner.
Oh yeah, Bob's gonna pay like $116 for him.
I know.
Yeah, and he's missing the nut.
He's missing a nut.
Yeah, I think. Well, he had testicular cancer,
who is?
didn't he?
Who is?
No,
Trey Mancini, didn't he, or was it Colin?
Wait. I thought we were talking about Bob.
No, I'm talking about Trey Mancini.
Trey Mancini had didn't he have lymphoma or something like that?
Maybe he's got both nuts then. I don't know.
But no, testicular cancer.
Oh, he had testicular? Damn, that sucks. Him and Lance Armstrong are best friends now.
Yeah. So Bob's gonna pay for one testicle. And he's gonna overpay for it.
So I'm thinking Trey Turner is about to be the most expensive, mainly because steals are so valuable in our league. He's for sure going to be pricey. Another player you can never say that he's going to be cheap. Mike Trout, he's going to be pricey. He always is.
Yeah. I see him going. I see him taking a lot. He'll take a step back this year when it comes to pricing, just because there's so many other names out there right now that are just are going to be people are going to be one after. I think.
Right, and so you have Trout, Aaron Judge. That's one that we'll have a slight discussion about. He's not going to repeat what he did last year. He'll barely get 40. He might get 40 home runs. That's my bet. He might get 40. I don't see him going past that though. So his fantasy value has to go down a little bit because he's not going to go back to that realm. But what are you guys excited for about draft day tomorrow?
Rob, you go ahead, man.
I'm in Florida. I'm not going to be at the draft for the first time since this league was started. I will not be at the draft.
Yeah, man. We're going to miss you there.
It's going to be tough. Who's going to fall asleep at the draft this year? Your dad this time?
Most likely.
Yeah.
Did he fall asleep last year?
No.
Oh, it is his house though.
He'll be more comfortable.
Yeah. Be drafting in his
He'll
underpants.
be more comfortable.
If he doesn't draft in his underpants, I'm gonna be pissed off.
You hear that, Dad? You gotta draft in your underpants.
Yeah. I don't have to see it.
Sorry, my thing is about to oh shit.
All right, I muted Adam so he gets that figured out. But when it comes down to draft day, we're given how much? 250 again? Is that right?
I think it's 260.
260. So we're given 260, and your first time doing an auction, did you blow your wad like immediately?
No, I did not. But I drafted a shitty ass team because I didn't know the ins and outs. I didn't know how it was all going to pan out. And you know how at the end you're able to get, dollar players that are worth, $4 or
Gold
$5.
mines.
Yeah. So I didn't know how it was going to pay out. So I really went heavy into the middle rounds of the draft. And it wasn't a great team. It wasn't a bad team. I wasn't like last place or nothing, but it wasn't a great team.
I think we're having technical difficulties with Adam. He said he'll be back in a moment. But I remember my first year, everybody made fun of me. Because I spent like $75 on Jose Ramirez and about $50 on Jacob DeGrom.
Yep.
And then that was basically, huh?
I mean, it was also your first year in fantasy baseball, so I mean, it was hindsight's 2020. But
well, the thing with my fantasy baseball though, not trying to toot my own horn, I've gotten better every single year to the point to where I had one of the crappiest teams in the whole entire league, and I was a number 1 seed. Got to give me love on that. That takes skill, precision. Last year was beginner's luck. I'm not even a beginner
until you're 5.
I'm a vet. I'm a vet.
You are a vet. We'll give it to you.
Marcus, you were dead last. You're wearing a toga this year. You're singing karaoke tomorrow.
He's wearing a toga?
Well, he said that he won't wear a dress.
He's got to make the beer run.
He has to make a beer run. Yeah. Yeah, because he lost. Because he was last place.
He was.
I mean, he was last place, and the liquor store is just down the road from my dad's house. I mean,
it only makes sense there, Marcus.
I mean, this is the only way we're going to make Constellation competitive. You have to go with it, man. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I came up with the rules, but everybody agreed with it.
We did.
And Sean's not in our league anymore. So you're not last.
No.
But you're last now. So do you want to move on to the next topic as we wait for or would you like to wait for Adam? Speak of the devil, he's here.
He's here.
All right, sorry. I don't know what happened. All of a sudden, I had a little notification for the last 3 minutes. That's why I've been so distracted. That popped up like, this is my work computer, and it's like, if you do not restart, and then it's like, I'm like, is that 3 hours or is that 3 minutes? I'm like, oh God, that's 3 minutes. So I know this is bush league as hell, but it is what it is.
So how about we jump into something I'm not familiar with, nor is Adam familiar with, but our beautiful bearded man, Rob, knows so well about. Let's talk about betting. Take it away, Rob.
Yeah. Well, we were going to initially talk about, futures props for MLB, but I think the WBC is a little more pressing right now. We've actually had some really, really good games to start this thing off with, and a lot of dogs have pulled through. So I think I want to focus on the WBC and some maybe futures props for WBC. What do you guys think?
Yeah, man, I'm liking it, man.
All right,
I'm learning how to bet because of this show.
Well, then let's break it down easy. First and foremost, futures props. When I talk about futures or futures props, you're talking about bets that you'll place today but won't cash until the end of something. A lot of times that's months in advance. Sometimes it could be even like days or weeks. But a lot of times when you're looking at markets that involve strictly futures props, you got a lot better odds. So you can look at something like who's going to win. We'll look at the WBC first. Right now, you could get a futures prop on whoever you want to win the whole tournament. And right now, Japan sits at plus 200 to win the whole thing.
Is that the best odds?
Yeah, that's the
So
best.
those have flipped since it even started because they came in like third best odds. I remember we said on episode 1.
Yeah, like I said, a lot of dogs have been kind of barking lately and taking down some of these bigger guys. The Dominican Republic the market opened with the Dominican Republic as the favorite, but with them losing, didn't they dropped one to Panama, correct?
Yes. Wait, no.
So yeah,
did they?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You got to put all your money in Czech Republic, though. That's a fact.
Yeah, right. But so as the tournament progresses and as the contest goes on, you're going to see these odds move around quite a bit. So you could find a better number at like the Dominican Republic, for instance. You could find a better number on them now that they've dropped a game than you would have at the beginning of the tournament. So it's always nice to keep these futures markets in your side view. So outright, I've got the futures odds right here for the overall winner. Do you guys have any changes in your guys' idea on how this is going to play out and who you think is going to take the trophy? And then what I'll do is I'll present those odds and then we can discuss.
Yeah. I mean, honestly, I think I went into it thinking that the Dominican Republic had just based on roster construction and roster strength, but and even still now that we're several days into the World Baseball Classic, it's hard to say for sure where I think, just because we've got a pool that hasn't played yet. But yeah, I mean, you watch like just the run production that Japan's putting up, and you're kind of like, damn, dude, that's gonna be tough because they were already like kind of like that sleeper / semi favorite. But so I mean, it's changed my view in that sense where I maybe am down on. I would say, if anything, I would say Japan and Dominican Republic in my personal rankings have flip-flop spots almost. So
and the market reflects that. I mean, you definitely see, like I said, the Dominican Republic opened up. I want to say it was at 220 odds. They've since climbed to 230, and Japan I think opened up at 250 because I think they were right there with the U.S. and they've dropped to 200. So the market definitely reflects those two teams flipping spots.
So, so my pick is going to remain. I'm remaining with Team USA all day long. Of course. We're the best team ever, period. But if I'm going to be realistic, Japan is looking stupid right now.
Yeah.
That pitching staff of theirs is ridiculous. You have Shohei Ohtani being Shohei. You have Lars Nootbaar himself becoming a Japanese icon, and they're good. They're good.
Did you see that clip of Lars Nootbaar? It was like they were in the dugout before a game, and one of the Japanese
doing a pregame
players,
talk.
Yeah, he said to he was doing a pregame talk, and Lars Nootbaar is just in there, not knowing what the hell they're saying, and he turns to his interpreter and he goes, what the hell were they saying? And the interpreter said to him, he goes, I couldn't hear for shit.
Well, the WBC is making me really excited because seeing how well fellow St. Louis Cardinals playing brings joy to my face. Seeing Lars Nootbaar
Cardinals.
seeing Lars Nootbaar ball out makes me happy. But then also that I'm going to bring this up before Adam does because he's going to bring it up. It pained me how the Korean-Australian game ended.
Oh, loved it.
My boy Tommy. My boy
Tommy
Tom, he got thrown out
second base
by a nobody catcher.
I haven't been able to watch.
Hey, come on now, Jordan. Nobody catcher. He's a catcher / accountant, so he's important too. I mean, he drives a Dodge Stratus.
Yeah, I'm in the batter's box. Hey, I need you to help me with my taxes. Will you be able to help me?
Oh man.
If you can help me for free, I'll tell you that my runner's running or not. Oh, they are? Okay.
Yeah, but no, Jordan's going to show up on the next pot. You know, he specifically planned his outfit, you know, today for the Team USA with his shirt, and then we're going to come in next podcast. He's going to be wearing like the Japanese what do they call that? Like the rising sun or whatever that little.
Yeah, the headband.
Yeah.
And a Lars Nootbaar Japanese jersey.
Oh yeah, for sure. That's.
All right. Well, hey, back to the bets. Some of the teams that interest me, obviously, Japan, but there's so little value in that compared to some of these other teams. Japan is just kind of, it would, in my sense, I want to wait for them. I want to wait to see if they're going to gather some more value before I put anything down on them. The one that sticks out the most to me right now is Mexico. I know we haven't seen them play yet, and I know that they're going to come up. They're going to come up against the juggernaut of the U.S. Here with their first game. So right now, you can get them at plus 1,800 odds to win this whole thing. And with these dogs out there barking the way they have and pulling through and getting some early wins in the tournament, I don't see it as a bad bet to put on Mexico. We talked about their roster on episode 1, and
it's
a pretty solid roster. Yeah,
their pitching's good too.
Yeah. So if you're a betting person, and I am, plus 1,800 odds is a pretty solid. I would say it's a pretty solid bet to place. So I'd say put a quarter unit down on it, 25% of your bankroll, and go for it.
Hey Adam, you wanna address that real quick, and then we'll get back to it.
How quick should I address? Oh man. You shouldn't. Don't touch him with a 10-foot pole. Don't even think about it. My blood pressure can't even handle it. It's a Friday. I'm trying to go into this weekend easy, and Logan's trying to get me all jacked up on Francisco Lindor. He's going to get me in. My brothers, I'm one of 10. I hadn't mentioned that, but I'm one of 10. Me and my 6 brothers have a group chat. I get on there, and it's purely therapeutic. I'll go on there 5, 6, 7 text messages in a row. Nobody responds. I start, liking my own messages and stuff. So it's no big deal. I'm sure a couple of them are on here. They can vouch.
I just really wanted to address that because we know that you're a Francisco Lindor lover. But when it comes down to teams, where do the Netherlands fall in that realm? Because they look good too.
Yeah, right now they're sitting at plus 3,300. And they're the crispest uniforms in the entire tournament. I mean, they look so good. I personally have a pre-tournament bet placed on them, so I have it from a couple weeks back. So it's hard to find, but I found it, and I actually have a little worse odds than they are right now. So if your book will allow you to sell that back, I definitely recommend selling it back and getting them at the 3,300. 33 to 1, guys. There. It pays. It pays. You gotta bet with it. I also want to talk about Chinese Taipei. They're coming into the tournament with a world ranking of number 2 behind Japan, and right now they are laying the wood on Italy. It's like 14 to 1 was their score when they played Italy.
Didn't they just lose to the Czech Republic?
Dude, everybody has an off game. That's why you see these markets move, though.
Oh, that's true. That's true. My fault. That's baseball for you. We lost to the Giants.
See, and Chinese Taipei, right? They beat Italy 11-7. So if their pitching can kind of figure it out and they can start limiting some runs, they've definitely got the run support to do it. They've got the world ranking to do it. Now, I don't know about these world rankings. It is sponsored by the WBC. So I would say that they're somewhat accurate. If they're coming into the contest ranked 2, I feel like they've definitely got some steam that they could build upon. So I say plus 3,300. 33-1. That's or no, I'm sorry. They're 150-1. That's a
No kidding.
that's a steal. Yeah. So if you have the bankroll to support that, put some down on that. But let's move on in the WBC and let's talk about tonight's game. We do have one tonight. What are you guys feeling?
Between the two that remain tonight, or
any
game in particular? I mean,
between
honestly, I don't. China sucks.
They do.
Why are they so bad? They got a ton of people. But that's neither here nor there because the Chinese Taipei is actually pretty damn decent. It's just, but yeah, I mean, I think because I actually did get to catch Australia play a little bit the other night on one of those late games. And so I do think I'm going to take Australia in that 10 o'clock game. The 11 o'clock game is Panama and Italy. And here's the thing, man. I'm going to take Italy because they do have some solid talent on the roster. But in particular, did you guys see the thing that went viral with Team Italy? They have an espresso maker in their dugout.
That just screams douche.
That's the most.
No, I mean,
that's
the most Italian thing ever, man. That's, I think it's like it's their Gatorade, man. I mean, they've got an
soccer players. Soccer players don't even do that kind of bullshit, though.
So if they win it all, instead of dumping the Gatorade on the coach, they're gonna dump hot coffee on him.
Hot coffee all over.
Yeah.
Just go out there with an espresso pods and just toss them.
Exactly, man.
Take Keurig. I have Italy winning, and I have Australia winning.
Italy and Australia. One of the more interesting sides of this that I kind of wanted to approach, or to approach this with, is their totals. Let me get to the game lines. I'm sorry. Right now, the total for the Australia-China game sitting at 10.5, which is an implied 8 runs for, because and then the line's sitting at 4.5, so it's an implied 8 runs for Australia. Do you think China can kind of get into this game enough to get 10 runs to put your total up to 10?
That's what they're going to need.
So bad.
No, they would need, because the implied total is 8 for Australia, so they're going to get 8 runs. So they would need 3 because it's 10.5. The total's sitting at 10.5. Do you think China could get 3 runs out of there today?
No. Do we know anything about who's on the mound for either team? I mean, not that necessarily tells you anything, as we've learned in this tournament so far.
Yeah. Okay. For pitching for China is key.
Yeah.
And Wygotsky.
Okay. Well, in that case, I got to be honest with you. I don't have a fucking clue. But what I do know is, I mean, so far, China in the tournament, they haven't won a game. I think they've, as far as what you were, I think, alluding to, Rob, run capability, the most they've put up in this tournament is 5 runs, and that was against Czech Republic, who had, coming into the tournament, out of the field, I think, the worst odds. And I think they only put up 1 run in their first game. I think they got beat 8-1. So, I doubt it. My mind's telling me no, but.
All right. So I want to do something. Let's do something here. We'll do a first ever show bet live on air. I'm going to go ahead and place. I'm going to take the under 10.5 runs. I'll put half a unit down.
under 10.5 runs in China and Australia.
Yeah.
Oh man, I think depending on how China pitches. So awesome,
Yeah,
dude. Cool.
Yeah, we'll come
Good
back
luck
to that.
to you. Good luck to you, Rob.
Well, right now I'm 3-0 if you're or 4-0 if you're including my college baseball picks. So.
Well, there you go, man.
Yeah.
Follow Rob.
Wait.
Bets.
Wait. Hang on, guys. I smell something. Hang on.
What?
I don't know.
Is this a?
I don't know.
Rob is cooking. Rob is cooking.
Jesus. I was like, is he doing a bit? I'm like, I don't know if he's doing a bit or not. Damn, what was that? He got the walkout. Like he's stir frying that thing.
Right?
Well, we are talking about China, so.
All right. Last but not least, when it comes to our sport or to the betting segment, home run props per team. So there's some interesting guys out here right now. If you look at the Dominican Republic, their roster, they've got a number of dudes that are boppers and can just put the ball out of the park like nobody else can. But right now, the two that I like the most, you got Rafael Devers at plus 450. To lead the team in home runs, and then you've also got Julio Rodriguez to lead the team in home runs at plus 700. I really like that J-Rod line, only because if he picks it up like he did last year toward the end of the season, I think he definitely put some balls out of the park. And then you can never go wrong if you put something on Devers for home run props.
I totally agree. Devers, is the best offensive third baseman in baseball. That man can put wood on the ball. Come on, man. I'm a Nolan Arenado fanboy. I know that he's not better than Rafael Devers offensively. Defensively, that man sucks. But we're not talking about defense. We're talking about home run totals. But no, like in all seriousness, you can easily put your money on either of them, and it makes the most sense. I put my money on J-Rod because I believe that he'll bring that he'll bring that energy to the ball club. He's an uplifter, so he's going to make sure that everybody on the team he's going to have to hype people up. A home run from him, he's bat flipping, hyping everybody up, getting lit. I feel like he's going to be the one that's going to be targeting home runs more than anybody. Might have the lowest average. That man's going for the fences every at bat.
All right.
Okay.
All right.
So if I understood his analysis correctly, he said he wanted to tell me how good Rafael Devers is, best offensive third baseman, but I'm taking J-Rod.
I am taking J-Rod. Yeah. For a season, I'm taking Rafael Devers, but for WBC, I'm taking Julio.
All right. Hey, stick to your guns.
Yeah, I mean, the Dominican's so just stacked with people that can hit. I mean, Nelson Cruz, he'll probably lead the team in home runs.
Yeah, you never know, man.
How did he do last year in home runs?
I mean, he had a terrible year last year, I think.
Terrible.
I mean, I was kind of surprised when I saw he got signed again to another 1-year deal this year. I thought that was going to be the end of the road, but all right. Anything else on the bets?
Yeah, let's go over U.S. home run props for the U.S. What do you guys think? Who do you think is going to lead the team in home runs?
Ooh,
either Goldschmidt or Pete Alonso.
Yeah. Hold on. Let me just give it another double look here just to make sure I'm not missing anybody. Where are we at? Okay, there we are. Yeah. Really? You're going to say Pete Alonso of all the people? You've got some there are some players that are on your want list tomorrow too. I'm looking through this roster, and there are some players. He's trying to throw us all off. He knows there's a couple people from the league that are watching, and he's like trying to do the long game here.
I'm being dead serious. I honestly think Pete Alonso.
Pete Alonso.
Yeah,
I'm picking Pete Alonso over Goldschmidt. Put me down.
Fair enough,
All
man.
right.
Fair enough. Myself, I'm gonna go Paul Goldschmidt. As much as I hate to give Jordan that satisfaction, but I don't know. It's just it's just a gut feeling more so than anything else. They open up with Great Britain, so
It's true.
let me check back in with you at the end of that game because who the hell knows?
Well, the thing is, I'm not trying to toot the Cardinals' own horn. The Cardinals on the team are the only two with home runs, Nolan and Goldschmidt. I mean, they're the only two with home runs in exhibition play.
Yep, you're right.
Jim from the chat wants to bring up Mullins. I gotta get a sense as to why you pulled his dick out of your mouth so long enough to skip over talking about him, Jordan.
I am trying to go an episode without talking about Cedric Mullins. I feel like this is gonna be. I feel like this is gonna be a running gag throughout the whole entire season. That Cedric Mullins is gonna be brought up at least once. I just accepted it. But no, Cedric Mullins. All right. Is he even gonna get that much playing time?
I don't think so.
I think it'll be interesting to see how people play because, at the end of the day, this is still only week, 2 or 3 of spring training. And, you look at the spring training games and they're still kind of just giving guys 2 or 3 at bats and rotating them out. And, so I still wonder, but they're deep enough to do that and really probably not have it affect them a whole lot as far as position players go, pitching not so much, but
whenever Mike Trout wants to have a break, Mullins just comes in for him. I get it. I see it.
Yeah.
With that being said, Mullins leading home runs.
Mullins leads home runs. Well, just for parity's sake, because I am going to track this, and then we'll talk about this at the end of the tournament. Who won this little 3-way we got. I'll go ahead. I'll take Kyle Tucker. He's at plus 750, and
that's a great pick.
That's a good pick.
That's a great pick.
He's gonna be doing a lot of DH in this year, I think. So I think why not get mid-season form?
You picked the wrong
no,
Kyle.
I did. Maybe no.
Kyle Schwarber.
No.
The Schwarbob.
No. I'm not even going to talk about him.
All right. Is anything else that you want to discuss when it comes down to betting, good sir?
Yeah, one last thing. Of course, all this was brought to you by one of our great sponsors, BetUS.com. Be sure when you guys go ahead and create your account to use our promo code Variety Sports for up to 150% first time bonus, up to $2,500. So go ahead and use that over there.
That sounds amazing. With that being said,
150% up to you get that first bonus, that first cash bonuses. Those things can actually win you some money. My wife did it last year for the NCAA tournament, and she had like 3 $25 free bets that they gave her for signing up, and she pulled $3,000 off that. So playing St. Peter's.
There you go.
Right
there you go, man.
Use those promo codes, guys.
Use the code. So with that, are we transitioning into the latest thing to sweep the podcast? Just the podcast industry, the latest craze that we must discuss here.
Let's do it.
All right.
You know what? Hit us with it.
After all, this is a fantasy baseball podcast, although I think we like to toe the, line. I think we're a general baseball podcast, but we are very into fantasy baseball. And as fantasy baseball managers, we face a lot of decisions. We're going to face many decisions tomorrow night with our baseball draft. I mean, that's going to be just nonstop decision making. But once you craft your roster, you got to make the decisions on who you're going to stream. Are you going to roster a catcher? Are you going to just add an extra pitcher? You face so much. But one thing that we need to face what do we got going on there? Schwarber going to be a 340 guy. Oh, $75 at draft tomorrow on Schwarber. All right, we'll see if that plays out. But one of the things that we need to ask ourselves as fantasy managers is a very important question. This is the newest segment of the Inglorious Batters podcast to tie into the spring training theme. We call this cactus or grapefruit. This is a multimedia presentation that, of course, has been just sweated over PowerPoint, some word art, and a couple clip arts. I feel like I do need to own a disclaimer. Any images I pulled off the internet, we do not own. But let's just go ahead and get into this here. Let me figure out how to share my screen. Let's see here. Okay. All right. Oh boy. Can you guys see it all right?
Put it in presentation mode.
How do you do that?
Yeah. What are we? Are we in high school again?
What am I doing here?
Are you? You don't know how to put it in presentation mode?
How do you do that?
Oh my! Slideshow. Click slideshow.
Slideshow.
Start from beginning.
Isn't that what I clicked? Can you see it?
No.
What in the world? Hold on. Let's try this again. This is not going well.
You're that substitute teacher that we made fun of.
All right, hold on. Let's see something here.
Oh goodness, I don't know how to work this contraption.
Is it still not working? Not working? Oh, son of a gun, dude. All right. Well, all right. I'll just explain the rules as we go then. We just won't have our visual aids to guide us along the way. So, cactus or grapefruit, what we really need to focus on are basically two things, okay? And what I asked of you two gentlemen was I asked you to, after I explained the rules to you, which I will do here in a second, I asked you to nominate a player, one player that you will nominate as a cactus player, another player which you will nominate a grapefruit player. The cactus player is, of course, what we will define as one player whom you would roster, somebody that you just, when you go into a draft, it's the one person that you want, the one person that you need, that you would pretty much are like, all right, man, I will do just about anything to get him, of course. But this player, and of course, our game, cactus or grapefruit, in order to get this player, you must take one swing from a cactus bat. Imagine one of those long, skinny cactuses that's shaped like a baseball bat. You have to take that to the chest by a player of moderate to quite moderate girth. Okay?
Oh, we're good.
Talking to girth.
Just kind of let that one marinate. Okay? But now let's explain the grapefruit. So let's just kind of flip the script a little bit. A grapefruit, of course, is one player of your choosing. You're allowed anybody of your choosing. It is of your free will. I didn't try to influence your judgment when you guys turned in these lists, but you choose one player and you are allowed one grapefruit toss to the think tank. And you can aim that with as much malice, as much prejudice, while also being blanketed in as much scorn or disdain for their lack of contrition, for their misdoings on your fantasy roster, for the lack of productivity, whatever the case may be. Okay? We understand the rules?
Got it.
All right, Jordan, we're going to start with you. So, go ahead and tell us who your cactus player is.
My cactus player? All right. So, it's the meme that we discussed earlier. is easily Cedric Mullins. He's like one of my favorite baseball players in all of it baseball. The man's very reliable. He will give you the stolen base numbers. He'll give you the home run numbers. He'll limit the errors out in the center field, as he's a Gold Glove nominated center fielder. He will provide you a lot of hits. He'll provide you not as many RBIs, because depending on how the Orioles play, if we have the Orioles of last year, RBIs are going to be there. But then also the sad thing is he's a leadoff hitter. So you'll be missing out on some of those opportunities. But overall, he's like the most perfect player you can get on your team that can really affect all aspects of fantasy baseball.
Excellent. I like where you're going with that. I had a feeling, it was funny that you mentioned that, because prior to, you said, I'm really trying to go a podcast without mentioning him, and here it is. I task you with the small task of name one player you take a cactus baseball bat to the chest to, and here you go again.
Well, it's my choice. Like the guy's a stud. And I knew today I was not going to go a route like that. Depending on how my team goes, if I get Cedric Mullins, it's about to be a long ass season for y'all.
I don't know, man. There's a reason he wasn't called up till he was 25.
But there's also a reason why he decided to stop being a switch hitter and he went pure left-handed and has been raking ever since he's been a left-handed hitter. And his defense has increased significantly.
I agree. You
guys see the screen now?
No.
Okay.
No, like if you look at his numbers when he came into the league, they were horrible. The man was not good. He had high strikeout numbers. He had very slow contact hits. And then one off season, he decided to just drop the right-handed bat and just go straight left-handed. And then after that, he just went off. And then the next season after that, because people thought that he was going to regress, he did regress. However, he was still very productive. He was a top 3 center fielder in all of baseball, fantasy-wise. So he's going to be a very reliable player, and he should be on most people's radar when it comes down to getting an outfield.
All right. Okay, so let's just go ahead and flip the script on it here and remind us again who you nominated as your grapefruit player, the player that you would just love to toss a large, semi-heavy grapefruit right to the dome to. Who did you pick?
Jesse Winker, without a question. That man pissed me off so much last year. Well, okay. So I was so excited when I drafted him because the year prior he was an all-star, and the man hit like 30-plus home runs, had 100 RBIs or something like that. The man went off, and he was on a team that was supposed to be good. The Reds decided to just sell everybody. I don't understand your team, Rob, because they were destined to be good if they just kept that team, but they didn't. and then he signs a contract to Seattle. I'm like, all right, new team. He's about to kick it. The first 3 months, the man gave me, I kid you not, less than 100 points within the first month. The man was worthless. The man didn't have a home run within the first 3 months. The man hardly had RBIs or hits. He didn't give me a single double-digit game. I trade him, and he still sucked.
Like, yeah, and you also offered me him like 3 times in these
because
trades,
I wanted his ass out, and so somebody took him, but I also got rid of Freddie Peralta, Jesse Winker, and then somebody else I can't remember, and then I ended up winning that trade. But no, for real though, Jesse Winker sucks. I'm sorry.
Yeah. Yeah,
I can't
and
stand that man.
yeah, and if we can, for those
Sorry.
of us that are in the comment section, which we appreciate the engagement, this episode, if Jordan offered you Jesse Winker in a trade, just go ahead and let us know in the comment section. I'm just curious on how many people he offered Jesse Winker before he finally
Right.
unloaded. All right,
Right.
Rob.
Well,
let's move to you, man. Go ahead.
At the time, the trade was stupid. I accepted a very stupid trade. And then it turned out to be incredible because Freddie Peralta was out basically the whole season. Jesse Winker sucked. And then Michael Brantley balled out for me. Giovanni Gallegos did very well. I mean, and I got Logan Gilbert. I mean, that was a win. I was cool with it.
Yeah, that's I'll give you that, Jordan.
It was a stupid trade at the time, though.
Yeah. All right, Rob, you want to go ahead and give us your cactus player? Of course, the cactus player, and if you want, you can also tell us like what player is swinging the cactus. Like you'll go to the extent of so and so swinging the cactus.
Ooh.
Yeah, I hate to spring on you, but
okay. I'm gonna say my cactus player is Emmanuel Clase, closer
yes
for the tribe Guardians.
Be politically
correct.
To have, gosh,
I'm trying. He's projected to have 42 saves this year, and with our league, saves are worth 15 points.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I think that the closer and specifically the middle relief positions in our league is very overlooked. So I think there's going to be a lot of value in that. So I think that I could get Emmanuel Clase at, I wouldn't say a steal because we have two Guardians fans in the league. I think he's going to be fought over, but I think that I'd be willing to take a swing. Like, is it their just natural swing, or are we talking like?
I mean, yeah, like let's just say, let's just act like your chest is like a batting tee. You know, they're not going to swing like their hardest, but they're going to swing. So
okay, so more of like a downward motion then, or an upward?
Yeah, it's going to be down. It's going to inflict pain. I mean, either way, I don't think the angle really particularly.
Then it'll be Javi Baez because there's about a 36% chance that he's going to fucking miss or swing 4 feet before I get there. So Javi Baez, I'll go ahead and
hit you
that's a good shout. That is a good shout, and you're actually not wrong.
Or he's going to hit you in the face, though.
I'll take the 36% chance. I'll do that. Magnify say for Javi.
Yeah, I think worst case scenario, Rob, you walk out of there with like a minor limp because he hit you in the foot.
Right. Yeah. Right. And then he'll stare me down like he did. Like it was pretty cool.
Oh shoot.
Yeah.
Man.
That was a good one.
All right. So which, by the way, Rob, on your pick as a guy that did draft Emmanuel Clase last year and did reap all the benefits of a fantastic season, just a quick plug. That is a fabulous trade they made for Corey Kluber. Under the radar at the time because Emmanuel Clase, I think, was hurt at the time they traded for him, and then he got popped for PEDs that a lot of people do forget. He did get popped for PEDs, but hey, you know what? Change a uniform makes you forget a lot. I'll tell you that much.
Sure so does.
You're talking about a team that rostered Trevor Bauer there for a while too, and I didn't have too much bad to say about him. But all right, so give us your grapefruit.
Grapefruit player. This one's actually a hard one because I've got a few that I'm gonna start with my honorable mention. Shohei Ohtani. I won't roster him again. You're overpaying for a goddamn headache. Straight up. You're overpaying for having
How
to
long
worry
did you
about
have him
switching
before you traded him?
It was probably with like 48 hours.
Oh, really? Was that it?
Yeah, I moved him as quickly as I could. I didn't want him. I was already half asleep with a bottle of Beam, so kind of ended up with it. So Shohei's my honorable mention. I will take. So where are they hitting me with the grapefruit in my?
Yeah.
In my.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I'll take the grapefruit to the head from Scherzer to never have to roster Byron Buxton again.
Dang. Yeah.
Yeah, and it's not just Byron Buxton. It's the entire Minnesota Twins team, particularly their medical staff, because they can't figure out how to keep a 20-year-old kid healthy through his prime years. That is despicable. Yes. That is disgusting and despicable. I hope they do not work near or for a child's hospital, because that is some horrible medical team they have up there. I finished. I rest my case, Your Honor.
Well, dude, go ahead, Jordan. Sorry.
My thing is, it's not like you don't dislike Byron. You just don't like how hurt he is, because you know that he's a good player, right?
Right. He was one of my favorite prospects coming up there back in the day.
Yeah.
I followed him through his minor league career. He was so good. I followed him coming up and then back down and then back up and then back down. I followed him through that whole entire service time deal that they did to him. And I loved him then. I love him now. Last year, I think I even put a trade into Jim once for him. And it fell through, thank God, because he ended up on the IL like 3 days later. But I love the man. I love the way he plays baseball. But that city, I hate Minnesota. I hate the Minnesota Twins medical staff.
Yeah. And I had such a great multimedia presentation I had planned here that has gone awry. We got to get the Inglorious Batters IT guy, Bruce. Wasn't that his name, Bruce? Where the hell has he been this week?
Fish all friends, not food.
But no, like seriously, I had a very funny picture aligned for the slideshow for Byron Buxton. And it was a picture that I had. It was purposefully him crashing into a wall. Because I feel like that is going to be. He'll be the first MLB player. We always have these debates. Oh, does he deserve a statue? Does he deserve that? He deserves to be like Han Solo, just permanent. That's what he needs. So solid brass. Just put it right on the wall.
Yeah.
Oh shoot.
It's so true.
That's good stuff. But all right. So I guess I'll give my my cactus player first. Of course, my cactus player, and it's not going to be. And look, this is a homer pick. It is. I'll be the first to admit to you it's a homer pick, but I don't think it's a necessarily wrong pick, because my pick is Jose Ramirez. J-Ram.
J-Ram?
Oh, yeah. AKA Mr. La Parra, AKA Enriquito. No big deal. What it boils down to is you're talking about a player who is somebody that, if you're building an organization, somebody that you want to build your team around. I mean, you're talking about a guy who came into the Indians organization extremely young. He was young when he was drafted. He just obviously signed a deal this past offseason, which will keep him as a Guardian through year 2028. That deal was worth 7 years, $141 million. That is such a steal. It's unbelievable. He took a
discount.
Yeah. You're talking about a guy who has a 40.3 career WAR. I believe he's got 4 top 5 MVP finishes in his career, multiple Silver Sluggers, Gold Gloves. He's his threat on the base paths is the biggest thing that interests me as a fantasy, player on my team. And I think with how the Guardians are constructed with their roster, he'll be slotting in at third. And, the 1 and 2 guys are both high on base guys. And I think Jose Ramirez, this is the year he's going to win MVP. I don't know. That's why he's my cactus guy. And I'll be honest with you, to keep it with the Cleveland theme, if I'm going to take a cactus swing by a player, I'm just going to let Albert Bell just swing that cactus, as hard as he wants at me, as long as it guarantees me that Jose Ramirez is on my roster. I'm not going to give spoilers on where my price limit's at, but
you don't have to.
You guys know what I'm saying. He's up. He's on my want list. All right, so
that's a great pick.
That's yeah, do you have anything? Yeah, I mean, what do you guys?
Who's your grapefruit?
What's that?
Who's your grapefruit?
Well, we were discussing this.
Well, Rob, I was going to say, Rob, I know Rob agrees because on our player rankings, Rob did have you had Jose at number 1 for third base, right?
Yeah,
I had him at 2 on mine.
Yeah.
So I like Jose.
Yeah, I think he's going to be, the bulk of the third base production this year for fantasy purpose anyway.
Well, and what I will tell you about Jose, my family, we're all Guardians fans. We did have our annual Painter Family Guardians gathering, of which I do hold a PhD. I'm one of 3 in the family that has not missed one, 10 years running, I believe. But we did have a deep dive on Jose Ramirez and where his numbers were through half of a career. And let me tell you, it'll be very interesting at the end of this contract just to see where he stacks up, not just in Cleveland organization history, but when you start projecting out his numbers for all of the Hall of Fame third basemen and just third basemen in general, he's going to be right up there in a lot of categories, top 10 on pace.
No,
on pace.
You're right. Yeah. Jose Ramirez is a top third baseman.
Yeah. No. So I'm going to go to my grapefruit player, and I'm going to preface this with, I did kind of bend the rules on this one. I'm going to throw a grapefruit at this player, but it doesn't have anything to do with things he did to me on my team, because as a past champion of this here dignified league, he's someone that I wouldn't even think to roster, but for some reason, he's being rostered every year. I see him on an active roster, and that player is Joey Gallo.
It's true. He does. And it's not only he doesn't only get rostered, he gets drafted.
Yes.
Yeah. It should be a coveted. Your draft spot should be more coveted than that. We are a league of extraordinary gentlemen. We need to have standards higher than this. If Joey Gallo gets drafted tomorrow, I'm going to flip my shit. But when you look at him as just statistics in general, there was the crazy stat that went around about Joey Gallo that he reached 100 home runs before he reached 100 singles.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's
horrible.
Yes. Now, when you look at Joey Gallo, obviously the strikeout numbers are mind-boggling, which of course they are. The funny thing that I found on so he led the league in strikeouts in 2021 with 213. He followed that up in 2022 with 163 strikeouts. Now, here's the thing that I just now strikeout numbers you got to look at walks now. And to be fair, in 2021, when he did strike out 213 times, which led the league. He did also lead the league in walks that year, which was with 111. So you got to give him credit there. But what was funny to me was I was looking at just because we know, okay, he'll put up some home run numbers. He'll put up some gaudy strikeout numbers. It's miserable to watch is all I'm saying. It's miserable to watch. Okay. But when I was looking at what I like to look at in particular, because that stat of him, he had 100 home runs before he had 100 singles, just rang in my head. So I'm like, all right. So what was funny was I was looking at hits, he has one season in his career where he has over 100, where he had over 100 hits. That was in 2018. That was, what did he get that year? 103 hits that year. Okay. That's his career peak. Now, you think, okay, he's had 1 year where he got 99 hits, another year where he got 94 hits. But that 1 year at his peak where he got the most hits of his pot that he's ever had, 103, his batting average that year, 206.
Oh, nice.
Oh, God.
He's just a player that I just don't understand how he's being rostered. I mean,
and somebody's going to put him out there tomorrow. Yeah. Now that we talked about it, somebody's going to put him out there and then be like this.
Yeah.
Yeah. The other get stuck with Joey Gallo for $1.
Yeah. Oh my God. Well, and the other point on Joey Gallo that I and I'm hoping that one of these prospects that the Yankees traded to get Joey Gallo, they traded, I think, 4 prospects to the Rangers. I just hope one of them pans out, even to be a, mediocre player, because, I got a Glenn Otto, I think it was a jersey card a few years ago, he was included in the trade to Texas for, I'm going to hold on to that, because what I will tell you, he may not provide the Yankees the same type of production that Gallo would, but even as a pitcher, he could cut back on those strikeout numbers for sure.
Mm-hmm. My biggest issue with Gallo is that he complained about the shifts when he knows that that's not his reason for sucking.
No, well, and that's the other thing. When I thought of Gallo, that I wanted to mention. You're talking about where everyone's been talking about the rule changes and the shift changes. You got Gallo, who we look at. Okay, they're banning the shift, so we're like, okay, how long is it going to take? We've talked about it going in. How long is it going to take for teams to circumvent? Well, with Gallo, that was 2 games into spring before they brought the left fielder from left field and put him into shallow right field.
It's embarrassing.
Yeah. I mean, quite frankly, if most teams had an option to put a bullpen catcher there in shallow right field and shift, as opposed to just play standard defense against Joey Gallo, I think they'll take the bullpen catcher all the time.
Well, that has to break that has to hurt your feelings.
Yeah.
But he also has to think to himself, there's no shift on Shohei Ohtani. There's no shift on Mike Trout. There's no shift on Aaron Judge. Why don't they have the shift? But I do.
Well,
I think I know. I don't know how to hit to left field. Weird. Freaking idiot.
Yeah. I mean, with Joey Gallo, he probably went into this season thinking, "Oh hell yeah, dude! They're banning the shift," and then he gets 2 games in, and he's like, "Son of a bitch."
I will say the thing that I like Joey Gallo the most about is that he took Greg Maddox's daughter to prom, and then threw a no-hitter that day.
Yeah. All right. Go ahead, Rob.
Last thing I want to say about Joey Gallo is he also plays for Minnesota.
Yeah.
So he's gonna get hurt.
Yeah.
That's right, dude. I forgot that he was. Forgot that he was playing there with him.
Yeah. So he's gonna get hurt. Son of a bitch.
So, all right, we are what a little over an hour in. So I think, Jordan, let's do a couple show announcements and then maybe some sponsors and get on out of here.
Yes. Why don't we?
All right. You want
yes, sir. So we have a fun show that we're going to be all 3 of us are going to be participating in. March 20th, we're going to be on the 7th inning stretch to discuss a full-on MLB preview. We are excited to do that. so you don't want to miss that show. We're going to be I'm going to say one thing, so you guys know. I'm a Cardinals fan. Adam's a Guardians fan. Rob's a Reds fan. They are going to be assigning us teams that we have to support for the first half of the season. So help me God, if I get the Cubs, I'm going to request a recount. Y'all are going to swing this so hard.
Yeah. There's a part of me that thinks they may even rig that to make sure that we're getting, or at least maybe that you're getting someone like.
Well, I hope you get. Then I hope you get the White Sox.
I'm gonna have to go back and reread these texts. What? Explain this to me again.
Yeah,
we'll talk out there.
Okay.
Yeah,
I can tell you later. And then also we're Adam has a special announcement as well for the show as well. Do you want to break the announcement?
Oh yeah. Yeah, man. And again, I had an awesome well, it wasn't awesome. It was a very amateur slide that I was going to use as a buffer to try to soften, we've got a very awesome guest coming on for episode 3, which we're going to do it. This is going to be a bi-weekly podcast, but to fit in some schedules with our guest, we're actually going to run this. It's going to be kind of an episode. The whole episode will be focused on this interview in particular. But the guest is Alex Painter. So if you didn't notice yet, that in fact, that is the same last name as myself. And judging by the comment section, reading through some of the names, I don't think people noticed that. So he is my brother. We actually have him on to talk about, he has a new book coming out. My brother Alex, his new book is called Fastballs and Fence Rows, Narrative of Indiana's Negro League Baseball History. This is actually his 4th book that he has put out. If you know anything about my brother Alex, which I know both of you do know my brother Alex, you know that he is very passionate about baseball. He's very passionate about the history of baseball. He's very passionate about the preservation of the history of baseball. In fact, where he's dug up through countless hours of research, just dug up these stories through newspaper clippings. He dug through box scores, stories that no one has ever reported on. But he has a special interest, in fact, in the Negro Leagues, and the history of the Negro Leagues is his passion. So he's actually written 4 books, with his latest book, which will be coming out, that we will actually get a chance to discuss with him about. So we're super excited to have him on. We think our audience is going to be very excited as well, because you could honestly just give Alex a microphone and he will talk for days. And it's super entertaining for anybody that's into baseball history, Negro League history. And we won't keep it specifically Negro League. Alex knows, pretty much everything. So that is
speaking for somebody who's read his, I think it was his 2nd book, the way he talks to us in the chat, sometimes I don't know if he's trying to insult somebody, but it comes across and you're just like, oh, that's kind of a sweet way to be towards them.
Yeah. Oh, that's the thing. Yeah.
And it shows in his writing. He's just a very careful man with what he says and the way he interprets and puts things into context. They're impressive books. So I'm excited to have him on too.
Yeah, he's very eloquent and he's never met a stranger, which is also very annoying at times.
Well, the thing I really like about him is that whenever you just want to just say, "Hey, tell me a random fact, Alex," he will be like, "All right, give me 10 minutes, and then I'll give you my book, my Cliff Notes version of this fact." And then you read it, you're like, "Dang, I never heard of that person."
Oh yeah. Oh, for sure. Yeah, he's a factory of useless information. Honestly, which actually, but not for him because he actually has applied the information and has made something to be proud of and meaningful. Where the three of us we've got this podcast, so.
Yay!
We appreciate him coming on. It's going to be awesome for us and him.
Oh, it's going to be it's going to be like a perfect show. And then also I see this question right here. Hang on. I want to get to this real quick. And then actually, I apologize. Did you say the date of when it is already?
Yeah, it's actually a week from tonight. A week from tonight, where the three of us are going to kind of let him take main floor, and probably about the same time, 9 p.m. It'll be live, and it'll be also available afterwards on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, anywhere you really get podcasts. So a week from today, we will make sure to keep you guys posted on it, though.
That sounds awesome. So, are we streaming the draft tomorrow? We are not. However, I do have ideas of what we're gonna be doing. I'm gonna get some footage tomorrow. I'm gonna compile that into a video, and then I'm also gonna make like little shorts for it, and then also post YouTube videos with that. So. You don't want to you want to look out for those. I'm going to be posting those sporadically, not picking a day because I have a full-time job. I have stuff to do, but I will get those done as quickly as I can. It's going to be the most entertaining video that you're going to be seeing. You'll never see a bunch of grown adults bicker at each other about baseball and why each player sucks, because somebody will say a player sucks no matter how good they are. So so then with what's up?
Just one of the comments.
Yeah, that's a great idea.
It'll be me with a bottle of beam.
Yeah, Marcus said set up a confessional both at the draft like the real world. That's a great idea.
Be like, Bastard Jordan, I have a confession to make. I made a bid of $150 for Shohei Ohtani. Will you forgive me? You made a $150 bid on Shohei Ohtani? Oh, hell no. Get out of here.
Jordan is cooking tonight. He's playing what I would assume was a Catholic priest as well as a hibachi grill. He has some range, let me tell you. Oh, shoot.
All right. So,
sponsors. Jordan, you want to do this one?
Oh, no, dang it! No, I was actually gonna let you jump on it because it looks like you're having that you're wearing something of theirs.
Absolutely, man. I will jump on it. Sorry, I was just I didn't want to hog the airtime. We want to thank Old Fort Baseball. Yeah, man. And when it comes to Old Fort Baseball, man, we will give them all the airtime they need. We want to thank them as one of our kind of headline sponsors for season 1 of Inglorious Batters podcast. Old Fort Baseball, go support them. Please support them, actually, because they do support us. Old Fort Baseball, they really are trying to push the history of Fort Wayne baseball. As we all know, the first professional game was played in Fort Wayne in 1871. So the history is long and it is rich, and they are doing everything they can to promote it through fashion, art, design, streetwear. They've got and also through outreach through different organizations. So please visit oldfortbaseballco.com and use our promo code BATTERS for a 15% discount on your purchase. We really want to thank them, and we actually have a lot of big plans coming up with them once the baseball season kicks off here locally. So we're very excited about that as well.
Beautiful. Absolutely stunning.
Thank you.
Absolutely stunning. And I'm currently gonna. I think we haven't made the order yet, but I think we're gonna be getting the Colored Giants, Fort Wayne Colored Giants shirts. I'm excited for that. Those look sick. Highly recommend looking at it. Those are they look very good.
I'm eyeballing their daisies.
Yeah, the daisies. Nice.
Oh,
yeah,
yes.
dude. I love it.
Yep. Get the mystery tee. It's worth the $20. It's just for the experience and not knowing what you're going to get until it comes in the mail. That was kind of fun.
And that's you're wearing one of those shirts right now too, right?
Yes, this is the Castle Memorial Stadium.
Dude. Yeah, man, it's like blast from the past for us Fort Wayne boys.
Nostalgia.
I remember running on the field when I was like 5 or 6.
I tried to be Collins Kane and run around the beat bases, but he didn't let me.
All right.
So with that being said, for closing, make sure you follow all of our social links down below. As you can see, I have all of them listed right here. As is coming back over here, you want to make sure you follow our Instagram page, the Inglorious _batters. Make sure you follow our Twitter page at batters, at batters _podcast. Make sure you subscribe to YouTube, Inglorious Batters Podcast, and also like our Facebook page, Inglorious Batters Podcast. All the links are below. All you have to do is just click it. And to make your life even easier, whenever you go to the Instagram page, Twitter, or whatever, just click the link that's in the bio. It'll take us to all of our socials. Just click that button. You're there. Takes 2 seconds. So we love the support. Is there anything you guys would like to add before I close this out?
Cricket Wireless, hit us up. We're available.
Yeah. And beer sponsors. I'll take sponsorships and beers. IPAs.
So
appreciate everyone listening. We'll see them next week.
See you later, you dirty batters.
Yeah, and we'll see you tomorrow, Jordan, Rob. Have a fun vacation. Send us to the outro, brother.
Oh yeah.